Let's say you're researching your German ancestors. You know where they're from, but you'd like to know more. The question is, how? Who do you ask for tips and suggestions? One possibility is the local historical society, and most places in Germany have one. At the very least, they'll be pleased to hear from you. In rural Germany especially, life revolves around clubs and societies, and traditionally there are organisations that cater for everything. Local to where I live is the Upper Karlgrund Heritage and Historical Society, and when they invited me to accompany them on one of their outings last year, I jumped at the chance. After all, it was to Volkach, and there was a wine festival on. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This society was originally founded to help with the conservation of this old building in the village of Schulkrippen, which now houses a day centre for senior citizens and the society's museum. A museum which is open once a month and doesn't exactly attract a lot of visitors. None at all on the day that I was there. Things are not going well. The society is finding it increasingly difficult to attract new volunteers, especially younger ones, and last year narrowly escaped being disbanded completely. Next year, it's set to lose the use of the rooms that it's had until now, which would be a shame. As well as the museum, the society organises guided tours for visitors, which apparently are quite well received, as well as other events. For example, it recently started a medieval dance group. And then there are the outings. This wasn't just a coach trip to a place. It was designed to be educational, with guided tours of the town and some museums and historical buildings. But while there were enough participants to make it worth the trouble of organising, I couldn't help but notice that young faces were in short supply. So why do this? I wrote to the Society's chair, Michaela Gagola, to ask why she felt this was important. Well, there's something valuable, she says, in keeping traditions and dialects alive. Also, she feels that there's not enough history being taught in schools these days. But there was a note of resignation in her response as well. She took on the role, she says, because nobody else was prepared to. And for younger people, there are perhaps more important things. Charity organisations or the volunteer fire brigade, for example. Frau Gagola also suggested that its status as a registered society might be a bit off-putting. This is a legal status with certain rights but also certain responsibilities. The trend, at least in this area, is for small, informal groups of enthusiasts in each individual village. It's not that there's a lack of interest. There are a lot of educational channels on YouTube, for example, which appeal to younger people and are doing extremely well. My channel's not doing too badly. But society is always changing and each new generation has different priorities. Is this something we should be worried about? I'll leave it to you to decide that, but here's a thought for you. It's very easy these days to learn anything you want about any place that you want, and it's the exotic, faraway places that intrigue us most. But in giving ourselves instant access to a whole world of knowledge, are we in danger of forgetting or even ignoring the knowledge that is right under our noses?